Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Andre Robinson, and I'm a teacher assistant at Silverdale Elementary. I'm reading from right here at Chick fil A in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and I'm reading The World of Humphrey and the chapter 4, The Most Important Man in the World. Luckily, Friday went by smoothly. Sorry to say, Saya didn't raise her hand, but Heidi Hopper did amazing. AJ actually whispered, "Richie, clean my cage." I tried to imagine him with a big black mustache, like his Uncle Aldo. Later, when Mrs. Brisbane asked him to name the capital of Kentucky, Richie said hot dog. Everyone giggled, of course, especially stopped giggling Gail, otherwise known as Gail Morgenstern. "Repeat that phrase, Richie," said the teacher. Richie realized he made a mistake, so he tried again. Further, he said, "More giggles, explosive giggles." "Try again, Richie," said Mrs. Brisbane, who was on the verge of smiling herself. "Oh, right fork," he said proudly. That was the correct answer, by the way. So you see, it was exactly a bad day in room 26. It was just that I was jittery, wondering what would happen. To me when the bell rang. Would I be left alone, hungry, utterly forsaken for 2 whole days? Or would I be a captive in the haunted house of Mrs. Brisbane? At last the bell rang, and the students flew out the door like a flock of homing pigeons in a movie Miss Max showed us. Just then, the room mothers stopped by. One was Heidi Hopper's mom, and the other one was Art Patel's. That's Pay Attention Art. They came to talk to Miss Brisbane about Halloween, which was less than 2 weeks away. I didn't know what Halloween was, but it sure sounded scary, especially when they talk about bringing bats and witches and even more cats right into the classroom. Shiver, quake, shake. What could they be thinking? I was about to fling open the door of my cage and escape when they opened the door. In walked the principal, Mr. Morales. Mr. Morales is the most important person of Longfellow School. Kind of like Dr. Howard is the most important person at Silverdale Elementary. He runs the place, and everyone expects him. You can tell, for one thing, Mr. Morales always wears a tie. Mr. Morales, for another thing, when Mr. Morales comes into the room, everyone stops what they're doing and waits to see what he has to say. And the third thing, both Miss Mack and Miss Brisbane sometimes threaten to send a misbehaved student to Mr. Morales' office. As soon as the teacher mentioned the principal's name, the student would start acting very nice. "Good afternoon, ladies," Mr. Morales. He was wearing a light blue shirt and a tie that had tiny books all over it. Everyone says hello. "Well, how's your first week back, Sue?" he asked. Sue was apparently Mrs. Brisbane, although I would actually thought of here having her first day before. She said it was great to be back, and what a wonderful class it was, which was obviously pleased the room mothers. Then Mr. Morales leaned on my cage and smiled. His tie dangled right over my head. "I'll bet you enjoyed this very little pupil," he said in a grin. I expected Miss Brisbane to tell him what a troublemaker rodent I was, but instead she forced a smile and said yes. But it's quite a bit of extra work. Mr. Morales waved a finger at me. He didn't seem to hear what Miss Brisbane said. "I always wanted the fellows," he said, "but my papa wouldn't let me have one. Sure is cute." Miss Brisbane cleared his throat. "Yes, but I'm afraid he's a little distracted. I was going to see if Mr. Kim in room 12 wants him." I was shocked. Luckily, so were the room mothers. "Oh no, the children just love Humphrey," said Miss Patel. "Heidi talks about him all the time, and it's a wonderful way to teach the kids responsibility," Miss Hopper said. Yes, but it's a little too much responsibility for me, Mr. Space. At least I have a couple days away from him this weekend. You're not taking home with you, Miss Martell? Miss Bay backed away from the cage. Oh no, it's out of the question. But Miss Mac always took him home, saying, Miss Hopper, he'll be fine. He has plenty of food. Miss Brisbane answered very, very firmly. The Rue mothers were silent a second. Mr. Morales was wiggling his finger at me. Then Miss Hopper spoke. Why don't the kids take Humphrey home for the weekend? They can sign up. We'll talk to their parents and give instructions. It will be a great experience. Some people might not want him, said Miss Brisbane. Speak for yourself, Miss Brisbane. That's fine, said Miss Hopper. There'll be plenty who will. I think it's great, Miss Patel. I agreed I would take him today, but we're going to take him to the lake for the weekend. Oh, I would take him too, Miss Hopper. But we're painting the house, and the place is a mess. Not next week, for sure. Yes, I could do it next week, Miss Patel agreed. Miss Brisbane smiled a fake smile. So who's going to take him this weekend? The Rue mothers looked at one another. I could make a few quick calls, maybe the red lines. Miss Patel suggested. Call, I squeaked. Suggested Mr. Morales stood up straight. I have a better idea. Now, I'll take Humphrey for the weekend. My kids will love him. Then start next week, the students take turns. The three women were almost as surprised as I was. Don't worry. He'll be in good hands, Mr. Morales assured them. Well, I guess I'll be. After all, I was going to be the most important person at Longfellow School. As he drove into his house, Mr. Morales told me how he would always want a hamster when he was a kid. But his dad always said they didn't need another mouth to feed. I argued with him. Humphrey, I said, Papa, I will feed him off my plate. Then Papa would have to buy a cage and stuff to put in it. I guess he was right. Humphrey couldn't afford it. His smile, big smile, but not anymore. Now the principal of the school. I told you it was important. His house was nice, but he didn't see much of it because as soon as we came in the door, two little whirlwinds come to the room, shrieking and squealing. Well, this is Mr. Robinson from Silverton Elementary. And the boys and girls continue to read Humphrey, The World According to Humphrey. Thank you, Silverdale leaders. This is Mr. Robinson, signing off.